Welcome Freedom Heroes. Today you will find out about how I saved 100% time and over 99% ongoing cost on lead generation while getting better results and how you can do it too. Let's jump in. A couple of years ago, I was doing a lot of manual lead generation in 2015, 16. One of them was LinkedIn, messaging people on LinkedIn, starting conversation with potential clients. And I was excited about it because as we were doing it as I was doing it consistently, we were getting results from it, opening up new opportunities, getting leads. I was doing every single day for 1 hour a day, even on Saturday, Sunday. And after about 6 months, one morning, I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about how to value time and that we all have 24 hours in a day, and how millionaires and billionaires like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Tony Robbins, how they are valuing that 24 hours, how they are using it out to the maximum, and what are they using it for? What is the most valuable thing that they are doing during the day? And I started thinking about what are the most valuable things that I can do during the day, and I started a calculation what was happening with LinkedIn. And this is what I found out about, that I was messaging people. I was using 1 hour of my day to message people. This is what I found out after the calculation, that I was messaging people for 1 hour a day. So I spent 7 hours a week just sitting there and starting conversation with potential clients. And if I was doing this for 50 weeks, I started calculating, just considering 2 weeks of holiday in a year. I realized that I was spending 350 hours a year, almost about 44 working days in a year, just starting new conversations with people. And I consider this as a lead generation, but still that number was like huge. It's a huge number, and I started calculating, like, what if I use the 350 hours to do something different, to do paid consultation, which I was charging around the time. I was charging $125 an hour for a paid consultation. And I started thinking about, if I would, instead of sending messages on LinkedIn, if I was, instead of that, doing consultation, then how much money I would make. And I just realized I got a shocking number, like $43,750. And I realized that by spending 250 hours just messaging people, I'm actually losing that money. I have an ongoing cost of over $40,000 every single year. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And I started to think that, like, if I would actually spend that 350 hours a year with paying clients and consulting them, or even just spend 50 hours or 100 hours with paying clients, some of them would actually hire us to do more work, bigger jobs, and suddenly that 40,000 ongoing cost, I realized I'm not just having that crazy huge amount of ongoing cost, I'm actually losing the potential of making multiple six figures every single year by messaging people on LinkedIn. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I can't afford to lose all that money. So I started looking for a solution, and this is what I found. I hired a virtual assistant, and I taught him how to do it, taught him the process, how to message people, how to start conversation with people on LinkedIn. And then I did another calculation to find out how that looks like when he's doing it. So this is what I found out. When I was doing the messaging, then for some reason he was working slower than me. He actually spent double amount of time to message people to do the same amount of work. So he spent about 14 hours a week to do the job, and he spent 50 weeks a year to do this, and he spent about 700 hours a year, about double amount of hours what I was spending on it. But still, it was amazing, because this is what I found out. Even though he was spending double amount of time, he was actually charging only $6 per hour and this VA was in the Philippines, and he was only charging $6 per hour, and $6 per hour. And now suddenly my ongoing cost of messaging people, starting conversation with people on LinkedIn, went down to $4,200, which is a huge difference, which is a really huge difference, because not just that happened that it went down significantly, my ongoing cost, there was another thing. I got the same amount of leads, and I got 100% of my time back, because I was no longer messaging people. I could use that 100% of the time, that 350 hours, to focus on paying clients and dealing with those clients. And on top of that, my cost went down over 90%. My ongoing cost went down that way, and I was excited again because we were getting leads. Again, and I had my time to focus on paying clients. Well, after a couple of weeks, what happened? My VA actually contacted me and he quit. And he said he wanted to do something different, a more exciting job. It was too monotonous. So I had to quickly jump back and hire another VA and taught him the process, how to do it, which I did. And in about a week, I had a new VA who was doing the job again. And in about a month, that VA contacted me as well, and he quit. And I was like, oh my gosh, again, I can't believe this. And I was frustrated because I lost two VAs, they left, and I was dead. Again. My lead generation was stuck. It was not working from that side, from LinkedIn, and I knew that I don't want to do it again. I didn't want to do myself it again, and I don't want to hire another VA for a couple of weeks and after they leave and quit. So I started looking for a new solution to solve this problem, and this is what I found. A few weeks later, I started using a software that was pretty much doing the same thing as a human being. It was messaging people on LinkedIn, clicking on buttons, typing in messages, just about with the same speed, but the only difference was that it only took like one click to start the process, and it did the job. And what I did, I had another VA, my third VA, and I taught him how to use the software. This is what I call the SPP method, using the right software, the right people, and the right processes. And what happened was really, really amazing. I did another calculation, and this is what I found out. Instead of hours, and it only took 10 minutes per week to do the job for my VA. And using that for like 50 weeks a year, it only turned out, instead of 700 hours, it basically only took like 8.3 hours a whole year for the VA to do this job. And that 8.3 hours, as I was charging like $6 per hour, my ongoing cost went down to $49.8 for the whole year. Instead of $43,000, it went down to $49, about $49. And just thinking about that, what happened? Again, I was getting the same amount of leads. I had 100% of my time to focus on paying clients, which made it easy to actually make more money than that. So actually, I was more profitable than previously, and my ongoing cost from $43,000 went down there, which is like actually 99.89% down degrees on the ongoing cost. And it's really, really awesome, isn't it? By using the SPP method, the right software, right people, and right processes, you can save an incredible amount of time and money. And if you are applying it well, the software, people, processes method, that you're going to get at least the same results or even better. And this is what happened in my case, that instead of using my own 350 hours a year, my VA only uses 8 hours per year for this task, And my ongoing cost from over $43,000 went down just for $49 for a whole year. So after applying the SPP method, there are significant changes. And the amazing thing that I was getting the same leads. I was getting the same amount of leads. I got 100% of my time back, which I could use to focusing on paying clients. And from this, it went down by over 99% the ongoing cost, which is really, really exciting, isn't it? The amazing thing about the SPP method that it's not just applicable to LinkedIn messaging. In this case study, you can apply it to every area of your lead generation, to driving traffic, to capturing leads, to warming up leads, to qualifying leads, to following up with leads. And you can use the SPP method to automate your lead generation. And if you're doing it well, then you're going to save an incredible amount of time and money, and you're gonna get at least the same results or even better results, which is really cool, don't you think? If you'd like to find out more about how you can automate your lead generation, then visit 47funnelsecrets.com. Thank you for being here today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. My name is István Boydasó, and see you in the next one.